Now, please start.
You know what they say.
$5,
In today's era of volatility, there is no other way but to reinvent. The only sustainable advantage that one has is to have agility over others. That's it. Because nothing else is sustainable. Everything else you create, somebody else will replicate. The very words of Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Today we are here on the 26th successful episode of Arabica Coffee Blooms. And today is going to be very special because we shall emphasize on how the evolution of human civilization and business has taken role as a successful entity. Making this possible is a platform, an entity, a network of like-minded people, very well known as Positive Thoughts, a ProCert UK ISO certified GST registered firm under Ministry of MSME, pardon me, from the Government of India, along with many international collaborations. It is a global community of speakers and trainers, coaches, educationists, healers, authors, social activities from across India and from more than 45 different countries on a mission to learn, connect, share, and bridge the gap between brands, organizations, nations, and will work on the mission of empowerment for stress-free education and life. Positive Thoughts family is an elite executive community for all like-minded positive people who come together from all four corners of the world with the very willingness to share, inspire, and help each other to grow their successes together by empowering one another. And it is important to shed light on that very leader who made this all possible today. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together when I say the name Dr. Gaurav Sharma, a well-known and respected multi-award winning motivational speaker, life coach, and a social activist, founder and CEO of Positive Thoughts Consulting and Training Solutions, co-founder of 28 Credentials of Entrepreneurs, Malaysia. Thank you so much for having made this possible today. 26 successful episodes. And thank you for having me to host this honorable show today. Thank you, Dr. Gaurav. A few words and then we'll begin with a kickstart.
Yeah, hi, आप सभी को एक बार फिर से मेरा हाथ जोड़ के नमस्कार from India and a very beautiful, happy, enthusiastic and a smiling evening, afternoon and morning to all. Thank you so much, Fahmida ji, for such a lovely words. And first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt and deepest gratitude to one of my mentors, Darshan Patel sir, who have accepted my invitation for this Arabica Coffee Bloom episode number 26. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind presence and for your acceptance. All the best, team. Let's rock today. Thank you so much.
Certainly, Dr. Gaurav Sharma, your very words were the fuel to fire. Yes, we heard the name, Darshan Patel. I kind of proudly say that he has not only been the mentor of you, Dr. Gaurav Sharma, but also me, where I stand today. Totally, the credits go to Dr. Darshan Patel, who has brought forth me to this entire global community, empowered me, enriched me with learnings, and uplifted me to be the person who I stand. So it is indeed a privilege and an honor to be on this show, and it is my duty to tell me who this Darshan Patel is. He is an individual, a gift of God, empowered through empathy, empowered to help humanity, because he had gone through his own journey of bipolar disorder. And yet he is here today, teaching, learning, mentoring, leading people. He is a leader who leads from within. Hence, he takes great passion in gardening, farming, a nature lover, a people-friendly, tech-savvy person with more skills to offer to the community. He's also a PMP certified project manager and a SAP certified solution architect. He has sound knowledge in project planning, implementation, delivery processes, and quality aspects. To talk about him will take ages. So let me just say, we have here a leader today who instigated and who instrumentalized the very evolution, technology to incorporate in humanity. You know, sometimes people ask me, isn't technology a double-edged sword? Yes, it is, but it is all within you. You know why? The thing that's transforming or transforming is not the technology. It's the technology that is transforming you. Every industry, every organization, every individual will have to transform in the next few years. You know why? Because coming at us is bigger than the original internet, and we need to understand it, get on board with it, and figure out how we shall transform and have that competitive edge to stay in par with international and global standards. And in Arabica Coffee Blooms, we talk about transformation. So here we are with Dr. Darshan Patel, a person who believes in transforming people's lives through technology. And I have been the proud host, the moderator of many such webinars and events that brought together people in understanding the action points. People talk, but how many do? He shows and he paves the way to action. Dr. Darshan Patel, on behalf of Positive Thoughts family, I would extend the warmest and most honored welcome. Thank you for being with us. Sir, you're on mute. Sir, you're on mute. You're still on mute, sir. I'm sorry. No, mute.
I'm not able to do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. Now we are online. So before we move on, I can see Dr. Rajput on screen, and I would like to express my hi as well as gratitude to him. So because we are the close group of people who have started almost on 14th February 2020. So now we are approaching 2 complete years of togetherness and working together. So I think let's celebrate along with Gaurav, along with the team of the Positive Thoughts. So I'm very humbled with your warm welcome, but in one line, if I say, I am humanizing relationships. So that's the one line I can introduce myself.
Thank you so much for that. You gave me the very key words that would probe the first question: humanizing relationships. Relationships are made between two humans. What do you think would be that very aspect that would act as the fundamental component that relationships could be further enhanced for the betterment and the promotion of togetherness and wholeness, sir?
Correct. So let's see a hypothetical scenario wherein, we think that we are happy, we are unhappy, or we are getting, stressed, depressed, or the symptoms of like bipolar disorder, which I have gone through. So in all the scenarios, there is one thing common, that is human feelings. And that is, far above and beyond what we think rationally. We need to think with empathy for first for self, because we can say that an empty glass cannot fill an empty stomach. So if we want to drink a water, tea, coffee, we need to first fill the glass with the coffee. Yeah. So or water or juice. So similarly, if we want to humanize the relationships, we need to be a better human, better version of ourselves. So if that has been done, I think that achieves a halfway milestones of being positive, being a contributor towards community, being a change agent who can change the community. But we need to start first with ourselves and then see that, okay, there is something missing in others. We need to, improve that. And there are several points we will discuss along the way, but this is my first point about humanizing relationships.
I think you were absolutely spot on there. It is also my personal view, I don't know how many would agree to, that phone batteries do last longer than relationships these days. And you did take an approach of saying technology, here we come to embrace your existence, because we're going to use you to harmonize ourselves, to globally connect from all four corners of the world and take the optimum benefit out of you to connect, share, learn. How do you think that technology can benefit humans? Because with technology, we have seen a lot of things going astray, including relationships. What do you think, sir? Technology actually, its true purpose in its original context.
True. So we all know about, the screen time violations or screen time abuse by children and all that. So I'll not go into that one, but I'll go in a positive aspect of it. Say, let's see a kid who has gone addicted with internet without a purpose. He just, watches the cartoons or, plays the games. It's a void there. Let me give you an example. If I can say that we have a glass full of water and we just pour it out, what will happen? What will remain in the glass? Many people will say the glass is empty, but that is not a reality. The glass is full of air. And now if I say that, okay, I want to remove the air from the glass, what I need to do? I need to pour in water, juice, coffee, whatever. But to remove that air, we need to pour in something. So similarly, the void which technology has created in life of each one of us, we need to put something which is constructive. So to put that constructive thing in, there are several ways which even parents themselves need to use several tools to streamline their thinking, to avoid the constant engagement into as a person on a screen. So even including myself, like my wife many times complained that, you are not giving attention to me, rather than you are just focusing on the screen. And that is very true. So we all, including me, need to learn how to constructively use it. Definitely when I am using the mobile, I try to use utmost to use constructively to guide someone, but it should not be overdone also. We need to have a personal time as well as screen time for others. So the first thing is personal, which I normally emphasize now, that first is yourself, your own development, your own happiness, that is of prime importance. And then if you have some time left, you spend for others using technology. Now that technology is connecting dots, just the way the positive thinking is doing. Somebody has a positive, message, mindset, or positive inputs. If it has been spreaded across various platforms like Facebook, like LinkedIn, so that message goes to far and wide. And whenever somebody is there who picks up that message, that vibration gets motivated. So that is the aim of collaboration. So the technology helps us to collaborate. Like me and Gaurav, we are doing almost similar things, but we have never competed. We have never felt like, in competition. There are several organizations with whom I am attached, and I feel very happy and proud to attach myself with them because they are doing something good for humanity. So one thing is collaboration really helps. The second thing is cooperations with each other. Rather than competing, we can cooperate and we can learn a lot. So I normally say learning by sharing. So if you learn something and if you share it with somebody else, your learning will multiply. It will go multifold. And there is my personal experience of 24 years. I may have very well done it by hiding my knowledge which I have acquired, but I have not done that because my mentor has suggested me to share, share, and share, and which I have done, and that made me now visible to a community of more than 3,000 people, those who are either at a director level, at a CEO level, vice president level, or even means you can say C-level executives, as well as those who are entrepreneurs. So whenever I go anywhere in any corner of the world, I just need to update my Facebook status, which I'm not doing. But if I do that, definitely I'll find a person or two in that city to welcome me. So that's the kind of learning by sharing has given me a dividend over 24 years. So I suggest people to do encourage this, and you can do it by simply your LinkedIn post. Share your knowledge on LinkedIn, openly share and be consistent. So that's the use of technology. And there are several other ways and means. I think the list is endless, but I have just given a few examples of it. We can discuss other topics also as well. Fahmida.
How brilliantly and perfectly articulated, Darshanji. You just kind of conveyed the very, very motto of your prestigious platform, the Circle of Legends. Through collaboration, we cooperate, communicate, and co-create. Four beautiful, powerful C's that, if embraced and instilled upon any human, can create the much needed transformation. Technology, beautifully kind of composed to say how we could, take over the benefits. But there is something called the digital divide that still exists. Unfortunately, putting the real deserving candidates in the dark. They do have content, they do have the voice, they do have the dedication, the passion, and the need to be consistent, yet have not reached the limelight or the said attention. What do you think, and how do you think that this digital divide can be possibly eradicated?
Yeah, this is the point near to my heart. And people like us needs to be a brand ambassador for this. This is also actually not, digital divide, but it is an exclusion of huge range of people from the mainstream media of social media. Means they are just watching Jethalal, if you remember, in India, or if various Netflix and Amazon shows to kill their time. While that time can be constructively used, and this category is called senior citizens. Now they are actually disconnected from the mainstream contributors era, where their energy, where their years after the retirement, say, I divide the life cycle of a person into 30, 30, 30 kind of, thing. So we have 1/3 of life in study, 1/3 life in job, and 1/3 life in retirement, called, it is called vanvas, or post job years. So majority of these years goes wasted in many of the families, where senior citizens become redundant or sometimes a burden to the family because of the nuclear nature of this family. So we are doing a definite digital, what you can say, an activity which is called digital divide amongst the senior citizens. Similar happens with the underprivileged people, those who are having the mobile phone, having the smartphone even with data connections, but they are using it just to have a watch, just to watch videos which are shared to them, many times rumors, many times untruthful videos, or even pornography. So such kind of thing can be easily avoided if certain people like positive thoughts or those who are associated with us can go ahead, take a front, take it on a forefront and lead it by example, that we would like to remove this gap, that is digital divide. Okay, and how it can be removed? By creating constructive content. Like now, of late, since last 2.5 years, the teachers are being empowered in such a way to create content, and they are now joining with each other to create a lot much content on kind of webinars and involving into a mainstream internet or LinkedIn or other social media where they are contributing. Even there are WhatsApp groups which are fabulously doing well. Like I'll give you an example. One of that is Edutron. So where the community is so vibrant, they are giving positive strokes to each other. So these communities, if they can reach out to those underprivileged people and guide them that you can use internet safely, because for senior citizens, safety is a bigger concern. You can use internet safely, you can empower yourself as well as take care of your family by way of getting constructive information. So this will definitely help us to remove the digital divide amongst wider part of community. And on this subject itself, last year we have conducted a 24 hours long session where almost more than 200 speakers came on 14th of February 2021. So even this year, well, not last year. So even this year, probably we will do something similar, and we can definitely empower our countrymates. I was planning to travel back to India, but now the plan is changing a bit because of some other priorities. But definitely, I wish that I can contribute more towards the community building. But if not directly on the ground, I am planning to do an impactful things in life of people, which can yield the results in terms of removing the digital divide. So thanks, Fahmida, for bringing this point up.
Once again, thank you for that brilliant answer that enlightened us on many aspects. But your entire answer boiled down to educating ourselves and how important education is. And I do take pride in this moment to say that was the very event that I hosted. An opportunity given by the Circle of Legends. Fahmida Mohamed showed her face to many global leaders out there. Now, which gives me also the question. We brought in a lot of teachers, explored the avenues of pedagogy, andragogy. What do you think the future of education is going to be? Because the leaders, established leaders, already have a cultural mindset in place. And that is hard to change because that is their rooted learning. How do you think we can form that formidable force to create a growth and impart a collaborative mindset from our future leaders? Darshan sir.
Great. So you have asked me two questions. One is for something for teachers, and second thing is for future leaders. So let me answer something, a takeaway for teachers. And I think teachers, those who are investing their time in right kind of talent and marketing it, being available to the world, I think they are going to be knowledge champions for future. And they are not only going to earn in rupees, they are going to earn in dollars. Just like an IT professional who charges anything between $30 to $50 per hour, yeah, which might not be a salary of many of the teachers in India. So such kind of, a combination of that means $400 per day may not be a salary of a teacher in India, but definitely we or those teachers can create an impact by learning right skill sets, the primarily English, second is presentations, third is delivery of those to the right kind of students, whether in a group or whether a personalized tutoring. Because just last month I've been in US and I have seen there are several institutions which were on the ground where students used to go and pay $600, $700 per month. And they were just given, assignments online now at the same charge. Now that can be made redundant and easily shifted to India. So just like an outsourcing of IT-based trainings, these can be done directly to India. Now there are two challenges in that. One is identifying the clienteles in abroad. I mean, either Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or United States by individual teachers. So they go through an agency and then the agency gives them just a peanut and the cream they keep with them. So a teacher can build their own profile, make it available online and let the parents know all their past referrals or credentials or whatever things they have done. They can keep it online available for people to refer. They can create short videos and at the same time they can use one or two tech companies who can host their content to take exams or so that becomes a complete enterprise on themselves. So that is for the teachers. Now for the future leaders, as you have very well said, that the kids or the millennials are the future leaders now. Even in my corporate life, I have never seen such kind of exponential rise in salary which has happened during COVID. So people were thinking that COVID will bring a lot of thumbs down to IT industry, but it is a reverse pyramid now. You must be watching the news or reading the news about what you can say resignation boom or resignation wave which is happening post COVID. People have changed their priorities. They have understood that my priority is not just a job. It's much about that. I want to beat the uncertainty. I don't want to remain in the uncertain world. I want something certain. I don't want to just depend on my employee to give me my bread and butter. So even surprisingly, many employees have moved from multinationals to the small startups where the certainty is not there, but they're getting the huge amount of money which they want to save, and then they want to build their life on that one. Obviously, crypto is playing a big part in that. So many of the youngsters have made fortune out of it, but majority of them, say 95% of them, have lost the fortune. So all these things, and our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji also have warned the youngsters about the negative impact of crypto and keep away from it as much as possible because their risk-taking ability is less. So now we have discussed for future leaders couple of points. Primarily, they should be aware about their own potentials and they should be able to take the challenges according to that. Never shy from taking responsibility. Go ahead and do something new which is near to your heart, which makes you feel happy. Have sound relationships with others. Do not feel like you are the only one who can do something. Have a collaboration mindset. Don't be arrogant. Be humble. Express your availability to others, wherein you will say that, okay, I am available for you. Definitely people will be available to you when you need. But if you are a solo or singleton kind of person, it will not happen. So these are my few tips to the leaders of future. There are many more, but must be documented somewhere on LinkedIn.
Certainly tips that many youngsters and future leaders have been really looking for. Such wise words and so much of knowledge given in such little time. Thank you on behalf of them. Very rightly said, sir. Opportunities, in fact, are all around us. But the problem is that most people often look at those with their physical eyes, not through their mental vision. The opportunity is not with the size, the scale, but with the ability to grow, develop, and the size of the race and how much it actually motivates for you to keep running till you reach the finishing line. That's very important because in building a brand, most people lose the person in themselves. A personal brand has not got the person in it because every personal brand has a person. We usually forget it. Networking, an brilliant unwritten rule for the success of not only businesses, but also every individual, including me and every audience who has joined us today. Let's talk about the Circle of Legends, who has created this massive network, bringing together global leaders from all four corners of the world. And you have been that leader to see the vision from far, far away. What do you think the Circle of Legends will reach? And what are the very objectives that would bring relationships to harmony and connections to fusion?
Yeah, so I think very valid questions about the Circle of Legends and its reach. So the very purpose we have started the Circle of Legends is on a coffee table. We have, we were discussing COVID is coming on month of February, as early as February 2019. So, sorry, February 2020, yes, 19. So on that day, we were, thinking that, okay, how we can give back something to the society. So we have made a poster and we have, written one common line, let's give back to the society, and made a logo, the Circle of Legends. And from that day onwards, the collaboration has started. We used to meet once in a week just to discuss, like on Zoom, that what we can achieve. The audience started with 6 people and reached up to 40, 50 people initially. And then we have, I have started thinking that why not to put it on LinkedIn? So we have put it on LinkedIn, and then the message has started reaching to so many people. And the very reason people were getting attached with us was its transparency. We were not competing with each other. We were conveying the message in a right way. We used to conduct our sessions for encouraging students, encouraging professionals. So every means once in a 2 weeks, we used to conduct such session, and people used to get attached. They were given the preferences, not we. So people, those who were participating, were feeling privileged. We have also learned that key to the success is not me. Key to the success is us. So the collaboration was the key. And that's why the Circle of Legends has grown in leaps and bounds. Yes, we have found hurdles also. We have made certain challenges of keeping the balance between, giving the privilege to someone vis-a-vis, not giving the stage or podium to someone, giving an introduction to somebody while, forgetting to, give introduction to someone, and then we have to apologize or write unconditional apology and all that. But that has worked out really well. That has been a learning curve for us, and that has made me a little more mature person from humanity perspective. And initially our slogan was use of technology for betterment of mankind, but that we have simplified and made it more clear, humanizing relationships. That's all, not jargon of words. And thanks to Rajiv Handaji, we have made a very good progress on that direction. Preeti ji, I still can remember, she has contributed a lot for us. She is going, felt a little bit unhappy with us. So I'm trying to still, make her pleased or happy and bring smile on her face. But that is on a sideline. So if Preeti ji gets this message, My sincere apologies once again to her on screen. If I may have done anything, which has hurted you, but okay. We got Smiling Sunny with us. We have got Fahmida and so many other Rajputs over here. So that association has become like a family. We can tell many things to each other, which is, kind of criticism sometime or constructive criticism. But by giving that inputs, we have stopped what you can say, loss, long-term loss. We have given a short-term, a bitter dose to reduce the long-term impact of the disease. So that kind of things has become very common in the circle of legends. We became very friendly, transparent, and now things is like this. Like I can pick up the phone, I can convey my message to anyone. Once in a while, we have certain events which are happening. I can communicate directly to the all group members, and I am getting fabulous response from them because I'm not bombarding them with the massive information or self-promotion. I'm giving them impactful thing which is helpful to the community. So if you come out of me to us and to them, I think that will work better. If you say may, you will sound like a goat. But so that's the thing. So if you work for a community, you will definitely have that privilege of being a knowledge champion or be a person who is a torchbearer.
Absolutely, Darshanji. Stop saying meh, and be the trailblazer and the torchbearer. You spoke about a beautiful construction, the development of a global community, and that was only possible through constructive networking abilities. I wish to hear from you. What exactly is networking? Because for so many people, I feel networking is the number of followers they have. 75K followers, 150K followers. But how many have come to fruition? Because to me, networking is like a sales funnel. You talk to a person, you establish synergy, and then you collaborate, and then you bring the collaborative action to fruition through an event, or let's say something that could create a betterment to yourself at least. And there onwards, the network becomes your net worth. What are your thoughts about the networking jargon that lies out there? And what would be your tips to actually help people gain a valuable network, not just by numbers?
Correct. So networking means different for the different person. Like for a student or for a teacher, the networking means he has to reach out to a certain number of quality people, not to everyone. Not everyone is required for them. Like classical example I'll give. I have 18,000 followers. Somebody has 70,000 or 300,000 followers. There is nothing wrong. 300,000 followers for a person who is involved into a sales is required. When he launches his new sales idea, more eyeballs sees it, more helpful for him to enter into or stacking a sales deal. So his product is going to be more visible, or he can do a co-branding for other products, and he can encash that. So that is good for a salesperson. But if a student aims at connecting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and try to leverage something out of that and say that I have a huge network, there is no point. I give the similar advice to my daughter who is in final year of working for psychology. I say that have a quality network with the professors, those who are in your area, who will help you to get admission into a master's and PhD. So aim, target, and follow those people. Give attention to those only people, because you don't have infinite amount of time. The time is the only thing which is limiting us from doing several things at the same time. So you focus your efforts on selected few and get the best out of it. Similarly, for a person like Gaurav, a person like me, we needed to reach out to as many people as possible to convey our message of humanity, relationships, positivity. So for us to accept the friendship and followers from far and wide, every corner of the world is essential. Ideally, even sometime I feel like Facebook should not have 5,000 follower or friends restriction. It should have uh, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 like LinkedIn. But anyway, so Facebook kind of, and with Facebook becoming Meta, I think that restrictions are going to go. I think so, because Meta is something, far beyond networking. Yeah, probably that topic will come and as a part of mainstream discussions in a while. But yes, so when we were discussing about networking, there is no size or no thumb rule that how much network or how big should be the network. It is based upon the priority of a person and the time available with him. So if you have less time, don't network with so many, invest in very few, but have quality relationships. Because for me, even right now, to give attention to each and everyone is now getting difficult. So do not enter into a situation where you have too many ears to listen to you, but you have too less time to give personalized attention. So that's my say about networking.
Very true, sir, because the currency of real networking is not greed, but generosity. How you generously embrace yourself with the benefits of network and how you generously share and learn together. But that brings me to a very important question. You also mentioned Dr. Gaurav and his platform as an incandescent example of how networking can be optimized for the betterment of self and others. Why don't I hear a few thoughts of what you think about our very own Dr. Gaurav Sharma and this
Yeah,
beautiful constructive platform, Positive
correct.
Thoughts?
Yes. So I, keep a tab on WhatsApp post as well as Facebook post by Gaurav on occasionally, and I go through them. So what I feel like is the Gaurav is proceeding in a very right direction. Rather, he is directing people towards becoming a better version of the self. So all these efforts are going to work like a fertile ground for a community to thrive, uh, and it will have a ground impact on the ground. Means it is not going to be something which is in air. Once you start discussing something, it is a seed which is getting ready to be put in the ground, and once you put it in the ground, apply a proper amount of water, it is bound to grow. So with all the efforts which has been put by the community, by the member of the community, is definitely going to yield the results. Nevertheless, one suggestions from my experiences, let us set right expectations or right kind of informed mindset to the people, those who joins this community, that the community is about giving, and giving is the best way of taking back. Because when you make your glass empty, you have a chance of pouring something new. Because if my glass is full of water and I want to pour it with coffee or juice, I just need to give that water away. I have a choice to give that water to a tree, plant, or some other human being, but I need to make that glass empty. So similarly, we need to give our efforts, our inputs to the community for something else to pour in ourselves, and that needs to be reinforced again and again in the community. So that's my small advice, or a view, means a vision for the community, and the humbleness which is expressed by Gauravji. I like it most. He addresses everyone with love and smile. So that is also one of the great thing which has been done. Over there also one suggestion which I have felt out from just my yesterday's conversation, or in a open meetings with one of my corporate executive, where we are addressing the issues of equality or gender neutral gender uh, balance. Yeah. So over here it comes like we should be now addressing people with more generic pronouns than sir or madam. It needs to be more generic. It needs to be person centric rather than gender centric. So I think that will also help. This is my observation. Gaurav, pardon me if I may have uh, told it on directly on the show, but uh, I was thinking about talking to you, but if that has been corrected, I think this community is a world-class community. I can, give several suggestions offline also, but this is the primary thing which I can, see, and I can think that the members of the community can be mindful, and I think it will help to become a global community where people will feel like getting involved, get benefited, and pass that benefit to each other.
Very well said, sir. Throughout this interview, throughout this conversation that I had with you, I wouldn't call it an interview because there was lots of discussions going on, lots of apologizes that not only demonstrated that this show is to bring a person and to talk. No, we are here to share what you could do to be a better version of yourself. And we did emphasize on the very point of networking, because networking is like planting that very seed. And if you do it, nurture it the right way, it grows up to be a big shelter, not only for you, but for many people who would pass, enjoy the shelter, embrace the moment, seize the moment, and move on with those experiential moments. Wise words, sir. I could have this discussion, and I have been in conversation with you for 2 long years, and it would go on. However, I think I should be generous here too. While I say that this discussion has come to an end, well, for me, might be for me, but now I would like to open the floor for the audience who have been bombarding us with uplifting comments and motivations and appreciations. Any one of you to grasp this golden opportunity to ask Dr. Darshan Patel any questions, please. Do we have any raised hands? If you do have any questions, clarifications, please make use of this opportunity.
So I do have one question. And your life journey is really motivating for everyone over here and everyone who is sitting over here. So who motivates you exactly in your life? Who tells you to move forward in your life?
So in the morning, there is a ritual which I do on and off. Means I'll be very practical. That during the phases of my bipolar, sometime I leave the puja, morning puja, which I do. But when I'm in a normal mood, I do the puja. Yeah. So bipolar has, that sine wave kind of behaviors. So, and I am on a mood stabilizer called lithium. Yeah. So now during that phase where I'm neutral, the knowledge which has been acquired from my morning puja, that is been given by the founder of Akshardham, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj. And he says, in the good of others lies your own, lies our own. Yeah. So, दूसरों के भले में हमारा खुद का भला है. And that statement been part of me since 1992. Because even 1990, when I was in 10th standard, I have moved to the hostel where I was studying. And that hostel was built by Sri Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who has built the Akshardham also. So his words has guided me in such a way, but unfortunate of me, I am having a genetic disease called bipolar disorder. So many of the time I go tangent, and then once that things get over, I becomes normal. So it goes up and down, up and down. But the main thing is I have stick to that principle, and I have able to create an impact on life of others. So that's the key thing. And when you lose something, like a blind person loses his sight, he gets extra senses. Similarly, God has given me some extra benefits compared to others, and that is being humble because of this weird genetic disease.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Supriya, for the kickstart of a Q&A session as always. And I do have Sagar Saurav who has raised hand. I believe you need to ask a question.
Sir, very good evening to you, and very good evening to all the respected members. Sir, being an author also, I'm from Patna, Bihar, sir. I'm listening just now that you're telling what is this. Sir, what message did you give to the youth, sir, as the COVID is pretending for the last 1 year? So what message did you give to the youth so that they can overcome the problems, as day-to-day problems they are facing? They are unemployed just now, and many are set up their many things gone down, sir. So what message and what you will, how you motivate them, sir? Can you give a
So mine is little unconventional compared to what other motivational thinkers says. First, I say that have patience. Don't get panicked.
Yes.
Second thing is do prayers. So along with patience, do prayer, that will give you a power. Third thing is engage yourself productively, because God will not work for you. Karma is you have to do. Yeah, and take guidance. So if you don't have someone to get guidance, have a good book, read some good blogs, post. So that will help you in a bigger way, or that will help you to come on the track. But the very first point is very important, that by looking at the huge mention of Barack Obama, or Tony Blair, or George Bush, or right now the president of US White House, we cannot burn our small hut. So we have the hurt, we should be happy. At least we should be happy that we are alive. Yeah. So let's wait and celebrate that we are alive. We have not died like those 300,000 people or 500,000 people who had already lost their life. So we are alive, feel gratitude of it, have patience, things will work out well, do the prayers, improve your skills, and then have guidance. So these are 4 things.
Very, very, very. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sagarji. Yes, patience, prayer, work, honesty, and take guidance. Thank you, Hari, Subhash, Raghav, for that beautiful recap on the message. And we've got a question from Sabrina Jasmine, I believe. How do you deal with connections in your network who are not in the similar profession? Darshanji, please do answer that question for us.
Yeah, so I think that makes it wonderful combination. Just give me a minute, I need to change my place. So that's a wonderful, that becomes a wonderful combination when you have someone who is not from your background, or not from your industry. Why? Because you are going to learn something new which is not visible to you. So take it as a compliment, take it as a gift, and you can learn a lot of things. But being open and non-judgmental is the key thing. If that person is judgmental, it's okay. You have always a choice not to build that relationship further. Like Fahmida, you must have observed, that in our what you can say journey with the circle of legends, several people have disconnected from us, and we have never judged them. Okay, you have your own path and way to go, you can go, means, but we are from diverse industry, and diversity helps us a lot. So I think that's all from this.
Wonderful. And well, in lieu of time, I know this wonderful conversation can keep continuing. Today, we explored a millennial way of perceiving technology and what could this technology is. Steve Jobs has given it a beautiful description. He says technology is nothing. What's important is that you have faith in people and you have faith in yourself. And when you're basically good and smart, and when you're able to give yourself the right tools and share those tools with others, wonderful things will happen. Because you know what? Rich people, they involve themselves in networking and let the rest go find jobs. So why not we become rich, not only in assets, but in our heart? Carry away the judgments, the opinions, the self-limiting beliefs, and open yourself to see the true horizon that is filled with ample opportunities for us all. Because technology is here, and it's time to take it with both hands and keep running the race of life. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings the 26th episode of Arabica Coffee Blooms, and it is with a deep and that I have to leave, but I'm going to bring another beautiful face onto the screen. So may I thank Dr. Gaurav Sharma and Positive Thoughts for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and Darshan Patel, sir, you said it all.
Thank you.
What more? Thank you once again for having joined us and enlightened with us with such enriching ideas and knowledge, and with words of wisdom, I'd say. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Fahmida ji. And before we go ahead for the final word of thanks, we have a question from Mr. Vinay Kumar Tolambia ji. He has raised his hand, and we are going to take this last question. After that, we are going towards closing. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Mr. Vinay?
Yes, thank you, Gaurav ji, for giving me the opportunity. And I must say, a brilliant session. Rather, I would say that it's an eye-opening session, wonderfully moderated by Fahmida, and a session which has reminded us that yes, a perception itself is a distortion of what the universal truth or a scientific fact is. I have a collective question to Mr. Patel, that I would want to hear his comments on Indian startup ecosystem and Indian startup industry, because now the startup industry is back on track. Second, I would love to hear his comments on the Indian training industry, which certainly has a potential, certainly is growing. It is generating revenue worth billions of dollars, but unfortunately, of course, the revenue is going again out. The revenue is being extracted by other countries. So I would love to hear his quick comments. Thank you.
Thanks, Vikash ji. Yeah?
Vinay this time.
Vinay.
Sorry
Yeah,
for
Vinay.
not being able to turn on my camera.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Vinay. So, excellent. Both questions are very valid, and let's quickly wrap them up as we are reaching on the last 1 minute of the show. But the startups are the future of India. The more, managed or more, what you can say, the size becomes more effective when it is smartly managed by individuals than huge MNCs. So startups are going to be a great successful things where they will be building products and be selling to the bigger entity in millions of dollars. So that is going to be the next big thing for India, which has happened into US. Like Harvard and Cambridge graduates have done several things, including Microsoft and Apple. where, at certain stage, they have brought many of the products from outside. Just 1 minute. So they have brought many products from out from the market and built one common product. Similarly, in India also now the era of software product specifically will come. The second is about training industry. I think, as I have explained earlier also about the teachers' availability and teaching is going to be more interactive. And because of COVID, the things which were going to happen in next 10 years have happened in just 2 years. So that gap needs to be filled by India. And I think those who are capable have already started using various platforms like Baidu's and other platforms. But those who are even further smart enough will build their own profiles in such a way that parents can directly approach them. They can sell even the non-technical or non-theoretical or non-educational things like tabla, harmonium, flute, and all that are being taught in US and all other countries remotely. Even dance is being taught like so. Imagine such kind of education which is being taught over the internet. Even the value education, you can see all the saints of India, or majority of them are available online now. So such kind of transformation is happening, and we are part of it. We are fortunate that we are part of the this phenomena at the beginning of it, and we should grab it by both the hands by becoming aware, by empowering ourselves. And I sincerely thank to Gaurav for establishing such a platform, Positive Thoughts, which is going to definitely bring results, tangible results in life of people.
Thank you, Mr. Patel, for very well answering this. Thank you.
Thanks, Vinay. Welcome.
Wonderful, wonderfully said. I wish to sum up what we spoke so much, but however, now is the time to show some attitude of gratitude. Hence, I shall step down from the stage and give controls to Dr. Ina Singh. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And before that, now I'm going to share the Google form link in the chat box. I request you all kindly fill this form for your certificate of participation. Please fill the form. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. And thank you so much, Dr. Darshan Patel. It was lovely to have you here. And Fahmida, thank you so much for just being there, gelling the things together in a very beautiful manner. It was an amazing, inspiring session, I would say. A lot of things. Darshan sir, you spoke about it. No, I would not use the word sir, madam. I have to drop it down. I just got the message. So yes, the way Darshan spoke so well about it. I think we all, you can say, we spoke about networking, we spoke about our resources, what we have around us, we spoke about senior citizens. Yes, the most valuable assets around us. Circle of legends. Yes, beautiful. It's a concept which actually connects us to everything, starting from the childhood till the end. All the dots are connected if we take all our senior citizens into it. Usually they feel left out, and we also feel left out. That yes, they are of not much use, but actually their rich experience is of wonderful, I would say, which connects the past with the present, with the future altogether. So it is a very resourceful thing, which we all should work on. Absolutely correct. And networking, my God, so much we have spoken about it. So much has come up in this session. That's how important it is. And the most valuable thing, which we started off with, Darshan, and you said harmony, empathy amongst the people, love for the people, the essence of which was all love, care, how we take care of each other. When we live for the others, and before that, we have to love ourselves, the most important thing. If we are full, we will be able to give so many things to the people around us. Automatically, our vibrations would be giving that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful session. And yes, I would like to say thank you to all the Positive Thoughts family members who were there continuously together with us. Without them, the show would have been absolutely incomplete. And taking out time from your valuable time, because we all are from different zones. We are just pulling out the time from here and there, but we don't move at all. I can see continuous people are there. That's really beautiful. And that's the positivity, as said by Darshan. Yes, positivity is spreading, but not without the family. The family is the thing which is actually spreading the positivity together. Alone, the positive thoughts can do nothing, but along with the entire family, yes, we all rock. Love for all of you. And now is the time to present our guest and the host with a token of love and care. So let me just share. And yes, everybody can unmute yourself so Darshan can listen to the voice, how people are applauding. See, now wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Darshan, for being here, being with everybody and sharing your valuable inputs. That's the most important thing. And next we have none other than our beautiful Fahmida, Dr. Fahmida. You were just amazing. I think no words are required to praise you.
Absolutely.
Impeccable, lovely, and full of energy. Thank you so much. And I'm sharing back the stage to you, Fahmida.
Well, back on Spotlight, 1 hour and 7 minutes of fun-filled, wisdom-filled, knowledge-filled, and loving comments that brought out provocative thoughts within us all. So this is just not a show, ladies and gentlemen. This is an opportunity, a platform where we began thinking how we can improve ourselves. What are those key take-homes that I learned today? And how can I incorporate this valuable set of morals in me so that I can be that torchbearer and trailblazer? Let us be that. If you want to go far, keep going alone. But if you want to go further, let's do it together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having joined with us. Have a great evening and let us be together forever.